Steve Tobin is an artist from Philadelphia who went to school for theoretical mathematics in Louisiana. He started sculpting in college. Trinity Root is the first piece I'd like to highlight today, as in many ways it encapsulates his entire body of work. On 9/11, a sycamore tree growing behind St. Paul's Church protected the building from the shock wave caused by the impact of the Twin Towers. The tree, however, did not survive. Steve Tobin saw the uprooted tree as a symbol for what had happened and decided to preserve it in bronze as a memorial for the disaster. It was a monumental effort, but it says a lot about Tobin as an artist, how he went about it. He had it craned out and shipped to a studio in Pennsylvania. There, they took the giant root system, weighing 600 pounds and standing 20 feet high, and made 200 separate casts of the tree. He said the process took 20,000 hours between him and his assistants. They didn't modify the tree root. They made an active effort to preserve the garbage embedded in it, the chainsaw gases, and even added dust and dirt from the courtyard into the red patina. Tobin says he seeks to inspire us to think of our histories, our mysteries below the surface. He seeks to create monuments that will last for generations. Up next are the squeezes. These are some of the more playful pieces in his collection, but the process is rooted in his understanding of physics and his background in theoretical mathematics. To shape these he squeezes a hand-size amount of wax between his fingers underwater. He does this to create an environment without gravity, as wax has the same density of water. He likes inventing processes that create the art, rather than operating from a preferred medium. He only keeps about 1 out of 50 of these experimental sculptures, which he casts in bronze. For larger commissions like the one in this presentation, he will 3D print a copy of them in larger sizes and then cast them. Here's what he has to say about this piece. The theme of unseen power, the inside of the hand when squeezing, is the fundamental mystery and power of humanity. From birth, the instinct to squeeze, hidden inside the closed hand, remains. The Bones series makes perfect sense in the overarching context of his work. He describes in one interview that he doesn't seek to create beauty, but instead a sense of wonder in his work, art that would be an archaeological curiosity. When you compare this to our fascination with the Mayan ruins or the catacombs beneath Paris, large sculptures made of bones definitely fit right in with this genre of work. He commemorates memorials to power, monuments to life, and forces that once were mighty. This series is a celebration of entropy, the acknowledgement that all things decay. Whether it's the life that forged these bones or the sheen on the bronze cast. Fascinatingly, however, this is a contradiction in itself, as he also built these sculptures to last for centuries. Tobin was a glassblower in college. This was his first foray into 3D design. His works were occupied with making naturalistic sculptures, an attempt to freeze motion in time. The water in the above sculpture is made of glass, and the spray of thin little needles is also made of glass. In freezing nature, he adds a brutality to it. The termite mounds, on the other hand, are an example of his trying to celebrate unseen power. He describes it as wanting to highlight the unseen, ignored, undervalued forces. Since power is invisible, one must show the ends, rather than the means. He cast 12 termite mounds from Africa in bronze, every detail of it preserved to the utmost degree to show the hard work of these armies of tiny bugs to the world. He even preserved the spiders who were living on the exterior of the mounds. The mounds range in height from 8 to 14 feet tall. Tobin is a man of both the process and the end result. To complete this project, he mortgaged his house. He commissioned the help of an entire village in Ghana to help dig them up, move them onto sheets of plywood, and drag them to where he could ship them to a studio. The project cost $600,000 of his own funds to complete. My personal favorite, the Exploded Earth series. In this series, he seeks to pay tribute to the Big Bang, the beginning of our universe. To complete these, he puts fireworks into balls of clay and then blows them up. The explosion distorts the shape of the clay, and the metals that create the colors of the fireworks in the air get embedded in the clay, giving them their rich coloration. He fires the result of this in his kiln and adds clear glass to the bottom so the end result will resemble a crystal or a volcanic pool or a nebula or any other number of naturalistic forms. To quote Tobin, This series resembles many natural phenomenon because of the shared physics of creation. The Earth is a big ball of exploded clay, so many pieces look like mountain lakes, hot springs, and other geological formations. The steel roots are his current project, one that he said he anticipates continuing till the end of his life. These are some of his most popular sculptures. They are displayed all over the world, and they can sell for $400,000 apiece. He creates each one without 3D modeling, letting it grow naturally through the process of creation. He describes this as old world craftsmanship. This series brings his work into the modern age, where instead of recreating naturalistic representational roots, he abstracts them into their simplest forms, creating new life, alien and yet familiar. They have a dancerly quality to them, resembling human and animal form and fascinating biomorphic abstractions. There are endless varieties of sizes and colors. They are in many ways his most anthropomorphic works, as if he got tired of trying to recreate nature's past accomplishments, and instead decided to turn his eyes towards the future and co-create with its forces. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the work of Steve Tobin as much as I do.